Today is Wednesday, March 2nd. It's middle of the afternoon, and I wanted to make a video on the 80% rule in the value area. What I have in front of us is a market profile chart going back to Friday and Monday, the days in particular we're looking at a couple days ago. And what I want to show is where the 80% rule would have made a very profitable trade or a place to enter for someone who recognized it, and not only recognizes it, but you have to start to see that it exists for a reason. And for anyone who isn't really sure what I'm talking about, the 80% rule, it basically comes down to if you open outside of the value area from the prior day and you trade inside the value area for 2 consecutive TPOs. Now, it doesn't mean you have to trade inside the value area from the prior day for a full 60 minutes, but you need to open the second TPO inside the value area and not come out of the value area from the prior day. If you come out of the value area from the prior day, then odds are that it's not going to work, and actually it's broken at that point. But let's say you came out of it by a tick or something. Well, it's officially not in effect anymore. You have to wait until the next TPO. So anyway, this happened on Monday, and it would have been an excellent trade. I also want to make a trade review for this day, but that's going to be a separate video. So as you can see, I've cleaned off this chart and pretty much removed everything except for the value area lines. You see the value area high at 56.50 from Friday and the value area low at 47 from Friday, and the green shaded letters are the value area as well. So again, this is our prior value area right here, from here to here. All right, so what we're looking at, we opened at about 44.75. I don't remember the exact progression here, but when we couldn't, the shorts were really pushing it. Really couldn't get down. We got a poor low that seemed to be a too short poor low because they just couldn't take it out. C was a higher low, and ultimately C came back and took out the early morning high, took out the B high, then the early morning high. As soon as C came back and took out the B high, it entered the prior day's value area. Now, this happened towards the end of C, and when D opened, this would have given someone an opportunity to watch for this particular, I guess you could call it a setup, to happen. And I'm going to play it in just a second so we can watch it unfold. But as soon as we opened in D right here and we traded down to 47, the value area low, you can see what happened. We just came up, traded back down, E opened, we had a double distribution E, and it kept going. And amazingly, it's not so amazing once you watch this and track it for a while, it went exactly to the value area high prior day. Then the rest of the day it sold off, and actually this could have translated into a failure to even look above balance of the value area. I consider the value area balance area. So a failure to look above balance would have been an opportunity to short, especially when F could not take out the E high. The thought would now be that we're going to trade back down to the other side of balance, which is exactly what happened. And then we had initiating activity outside of the value area again to the downside, and they came back and took care of this poor low. And as you can see, for the rest of the day, those who were short would have had to get, as I like to say in the room, get a wheelbarrow for their money. All right, so you can see how beautifully this set up here, to the tick on both ends of it, basically. So I'm going to play it forward so you can kind of watch it. I've already started the day, so I'll hit play here. Kind of watch this unfold. So A was very choppy. It was a very back and forth type of morning. Many times through the open in both B period and C period, as well as A period. Back and forth through the open, not clear direction. Shorts were really pushing it, and they just could not get it below a couple ticks from Friday's low. So we entered the value area. Now it's going kind of fast. I can't really slow it down. We entered the value area, and see how they were. It hung up here for a minute there, and it just sprung up. Now this is playing not in real time. It sped up, but you can see that it stayed on that 47 because they were pushing it, and because they couldn't push it back down because there was buying underneath. People were buying this value area low, and it just you know, the shorts were giving it up. So I believe this was short covering coming in. And another thing that happened is we repaired all these anomalies here. So knowing that this, you know, I even took off the POC and the VPOC here, but the POC is in yellow. You know, repaired all of these anomalies right here. Okay, so there was the E high, the value area high, which in my opinion is a weak high, but look how far down F opened up. And then when F came up, it couldn't even get in the upper third of this. And then so it was to the downside. You can see the sellers came in strong here. So actually, had we looked outside of the value area high and then the new period opened up, this would be the 80% rule to the downside. Now you know, we all do things our own way. I would tend to say that this is an effect to the downside. It's not the textbook 80% rule, but it's the same concept. You know, we went to the value area high, the next TPO opened inside, and naturally it's going to be to the other side of value, on the other side of this balance area. So I hope that was helpful. One other thing I want to do, I'm going to stop the, well, let's just let it play out because it's pretty spectacular, this sell-off here. As you can see, you know, once they came outside of the value area, this was another opportunity to get short right here. When you re-entered this early morning balance, the initial balance had come outside of the value area. You had a poor low here in INJ, well, weak low, poor low, and then of course this would have been another place to put on a short as well. Unfortunately, I only traded one long trade in the morning, so I got a nice move in the morning, but I entered, and I'll make a video for this later. I wanted to do a trade review on that. I entered and it was kind of worn out by the time I got out of the trade. It was a good trade, but it caused me to want to step away, and so I kind of missed all the action. And I also did not hang in there to the top of the value where I could have. I took my profits up in here. I was long from down in here, I think 43. It's a nice trade, but I could have stayed in a lot longer. So now we've got a double distribution to the downside again, well, triple actually. Here's your first double distribution. Now we've got a triple, and I think it played out that way for the rest of the day. There's an open drive and L period. Yeah, that was a real nice day. Okay, I'm going to pause the video, or sorry, I'm not going to pause the video. I'm going to pause the playback, and what I wanted to do to further show some of this, I want to split this off in D period. Okay, so I'm going to split this TPO off, and okay, what I want to show is make this bigger. Now my letters changed. Hopefully it's still the same letter. It's the letter D, but it's lowercase now, and I have to split it off because I want to show the volume. Notice that, and it's important to recognize, this is the value area low. Forget this green line right here and here. That's now becoming, or that's coming from just this TPO. That's where that's coming from. It's something to do with the program. But the green, that's why I have this colored in the green letters. So you can still see the value area from Friday. IJKLM and the red line, that's the bottom of it. So D opened from C, and you had 375 contracts at 47, which is the value area low, and 10 times as many on the tick above it, and then twice yet again, or maybe even 3 times. You had almost 9,000, about 3,500 here, about 9,000 at 47.50. So you have attenuation here, which the auction dried up to the downside, and they kind of pushed on it. and it couldn't get anywhere. And so once it came back through that open, you could see it just, you know, when I did the playback, I mean, it took off pretty good. It really moved and took out this, you know, C high. Um, One way to play it. I don't remember how this unfolded, but let's say I split this out again. Once we had a poor high in C with this inside the value area, like if you didn't want to get in, you know, because this could just break down again, and then, you know, the trade's broken. So you want to wait for confirmation. I don't remember if we made the poor high, then came back a little bit, then went, but you could have gotten in front of it with a stop or whatnot. That's one way to enter it. Now, it won't always come back down. Let's say C came up in here, and then the new TPO opened. You might want to watch for a double distribution, or you want to watch for this tapering that cannot get to the value area low of the prior day. And that's how you get in. And it's a real nice concept that I don't think should be abandoned. I think if you go back through your charts, you'll see it play again and again. So I hope that video is helpful. And if you have any questions, just give me a call. Thanks.